Welcome back to Factorio on the September 2021 community map. So last time I got a lot of the circuits and stuff done. What I need to do now really to get into try and figure out how much science I want to do, but basically I need to replace all of this at some point with a beacon and productivity based setup and some additional production chains. I've still got the oil to do and a few other bits and pieces, but it's going to be mostly just ramping up production. Kind of just doing the same thing, but I can make more of this, just take the ore there. It's not really much to show, but it will be a lot of ramping up production. And yeah, coming to the end of the month, so I'll probably not show just doing that because I've done loads of mines now at this point. But do need to do all of this and a few other production chains, and I'm going to see how close I can get to 1,000. If I could get to 1,000 by the end of the month, I've got a few days left real time. I've got to get this video up, of course. But 1,000 would be a good target, I think. I am liking this map. So what I've got here is a belt of red circuits and a belt of the blue processing unit circuit. So what I think I want to do is I want to take that, and I do want to merge these. So actually I probably need to leave myself a little bit more space. Better yet, I could have put the blue circuits on the top belt, but oh well. So if instead I do that, then yeah, it's going to merge them. I'm going to merge it the opposite way around to before, I guess, but you can just adjust that and pick these up off the belt and it'll be fine. Because I only need the red and the blue circuits for these. Then what I'm going to do is take the red circuit, underground belt past all this stuff, keep going along here, till I get to here, and then I'm going to have a belt of red circuits and a belt of green circuits going into these tier 1s. And so now there should hopefully be enough circuits. Might even upgrade that as well to fastest as I expand it out and make it faster. And yeah, that has indeed solved the problem. So I've now got the faster speed modules being made. I could expand this even more, might be an idea, but I'm going to leave it as it is for now in case I want to build it in a different location. Because given how congested that is, possibilities I want to build train stations here actually. Seeing if I can upgrade this. So looking at this, I think I get 4 and a bit out of the green express belt. So what I'm thinking I can do is if I bring a second belt down here, come around here, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit up to there. So get rid of that, and then can I move that there, I think, and then put that there? I can, except now I've messed up all the power connections. So if I put that there, then that can go there, then I'll put a power cable there then. Does work. So now let's just get this second express belt, let's move that over slightly. Second express belt here, and I think that'll work. And it seems with that I will actually need a fast belt for the red circuit, but that's pretty cheap, so I can just upgrade this. Don't need to actually upgrade to stack inserters, just about. Working my way along the production chain, I come to oil. So I've got rid of the refinery beacons, so I'm going to start building new ones of those. I think I'm going to start there, so got rid of those. Actually I need to go 1 tile up because I want to put a pipe on there. So the slightly special thing about refineries, I guess, is they are wider, like so. So that's going to go, for example, get it lined up. There, so you have space to get the pipes out. I'm not going to bother putting the pipes inside for the moment, because you can only really fit 2 pipes. In fact, yeah, you can only fit 2 pipes, so I'm not going to bother too much about that. I can fit both the input pipes though, because it's going to be like that. And if you have that and then beacons there, obviously that does fit. Actually, those end ones are off. Now the problem I'm going to face, I think, is the size of this isn't a multiple of 3. So if I do that, and then I repeat that a few times, what I'm going to find is, see this one here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is on the edge, yeah. Then this one here is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we keep going down, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let's say that's 5. Because the size is very different, it doesn't quite tile that nicely. Now I do want them to all be the same though, so what I'm going to do is, since that's there, I'm going to put that right on the corner, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 5. Then I'm going to leave a space, because you can see now if you look at the beacon relative to that and that are now the same thing. So I actually do need to change all of that, and got to get rid of those. But yeah, so I'm going to leave 1 tile gap between them, and basically it's just to make the ratio on the beacons correct. If I did that, I guess the boundary box on the junctions is bigger than the straight pipe. Interesting. Actually, I'm going to change that because I want to build this quite big, so the problem that's going to have is pipe throughput. Now actually the underground pipe, because that only counts as like 1 step, rather than like 1 per each individual piece, you get more throughput through in terms of distance versus like throughput capacity over, how to describe this? So like this pipe, where it has like 100 of 100, actually like there's so much you can move through it per second in effect. And the amount you can move through a section of pipe per second is basically dependent on the length. So the more sections of pipe there are, the less you can get through per second. Since undergrounds count as only 1, then I can get longer pipe of undergrounds with the same throughput before they have a limit. So if I do that, I'm going to connect the rest of this up in a second. Then that can go to 2, and I'm going to do the 2 largest numbers, I think, first. So that's going to be petroleum and then light oil. So petroleum and light oil, and then heavy oil is less than half. So I'm going to put heavy oil down there. Now what this means, if I was to tile it, I can firstly tile it, well I guess it'd be tiled that way the first time. But then if I tile it again, the issue I've got here is I can't share these beacons, but at the very least I can share that heavy oil pipe because it's got just less like oil than the other one. As for these, what's going to happen is I'm going to have that, and then that has to come down there because I can't put 3 tiles there to get the 3rd pipe in. And then this should all tile quite nicely. I can put a power pole in, say, let's say there and there. And if you select that, it should tile perfectly. And not sure how many of these I want. I haven't calculated it, so I'm just going to build however many feels good until I either run out of resources or there's just quite a lot of space. I was going to say 1 out of space. Let's see what I've got. Let's do 12. 12 seems a good number. So 12 of those. Then obviously you've got an extra beacon at the end here just for that one. And how's that power pole going? It's overlapping my 1 tile, so it goes there. Did I get stuck? I think I must get myself stuck there. Well, I guess I'll demolish that and then rebuild it. So that should be it for oil. Just connect those back up and it should be good. Next up shall be the cracking. So this one's probably going to be a lot less interesting. It's actually a very simple setup. And I hope it'll be simple. I don't need to think about it too much till I screw it up, I suppose. So the problem is going to be if you do this, again, you've got 2 inputs, you don't have 2 spaces there because, let's leave a gap. If you think about it, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, you can't put an underground there, it doesn't fit. So once again, going to have to bring that down. I'm just going to do one of them, so I'm going to pick whichever one has the most input, which is going to be, it doesn't matter too much, let's just call it the oil because for heavy oil that's true. So that's going to go there like that, and that's going to be the shorter one. And then I'm going to take the second one over there, that can underground past the beacons. Second row of beacons there, that pipe is just a nice simple straight pipe. And then I can just reconnect it back up to how I had it before. I suppose actually one improvement I can make, because I want to reuse these beacons, is if I do this, so I'm connecting to, you need to connect one of the outputs, you don't need to connect both outputs. So not only does this mean less pipe segments for distance, I can then put the power cables down there. So that leaves that, so as I said, nice and simple, pretty neat. What I can do though is upgrade these pump jacks to get more outputs, so basically that involves putting speed modules in those. Then you get a beacon, and I'm going to try and place as many beacons around this as possible. Now it's slightly tricky when they're like close like this, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And I might be able to get like the maximum theoretical number of beacons around every single pump jack, because like this pump jack here wants beacons here and I'm just not going to be able to fit them. So I'm going to try and just do it as close as I can. I think like for example if I put that one, yeah, so I should go reach both of them at the same time as if I put that one there, I think that's more optimal for that. That wants one there. And this is what I said, I think right at the start these pipes might be in the wrong position, so that needs to move out of my way. It doesn't have to be completely perfect, but the more I can get around these, the better for sure. So I believe something like this does cover all the pump jacks. So I'm actually full of oil here, so why they're not all running. But they are running intermittently, so I know they are connected to something. But I also ran out of speed beacons. I ran out of speed modules while I was doing this. This is a lot of beacons and a lot of modules, so if it's 2 each, then that's what, 91, 101, 103, 206 speed modules here. So that's a lot. I haven't updated the other mines, the other pump jacks yet. Got the ones over there and there. Get around to those eventually, but I need to go get more modules first. For the time being though, it looks like I'm fine on oil, so I can move on to other things. So it's like green circuits are the main limitation now. So while I wait for this to drain out, I want to move this so I can place more. I think I will go to 4 train wagons, because I think that's going to be more throughput in general. What I want to see is if I can upgrade this though. This is the big user, so if I can't upgrade this one, then I'm not sure there's really any benefit right now. So that's going to end up going to there, and yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? The cliff is just there. Okay, I can't move that one to the left, but I can move this one to the left, because what will happen then is basically I do that, move that left so that I can make this turn. So let's see if that's a possibility. It would come down here, miss the cliff there. That's going to hit the cliff. That can't make the turn. And that's perfect. So if I move that basically 2 track tiles to the left, then that will, now that fixes that, then I can get 4 wagons in. This one's more difficult, I'm going to pretend it doesn't exist for the moment. Well, this one here is easy, so I can just do, hold on, I'll make that long enough either. Well, this is all going well today, isn't it? Okay, plus point. I know that for sure at this time that the green circuit is coming from down there. That's the only green circuits I've got. So that track could do that, in which case it does fit. So what I'm thinking maybe is if I do unloading there or something and put the circuits here, that could be a possibility. Then I have to adjust all how this lines up, but then the circuits will come out. It has to finally run out. So you're going to have the circuit platform come in here, I think. Inbounds, this is where the trains can... Yeah, I want this to be inbounds. This is where the trains can wait. Then this will be the outbound, where the platform is. Then if I take that, put that... Does it not fit there? Try that then. There we go, so... Hang on. I think it's because I was doing a copy paste instead of a ghost. So yeah, that goes there, so then you have the 4 wagons here. Like I said, maybe the possibility to load them up faster, so... Why's that power pole misaligned? Well, I guess there's a reason for it at some point. Yeah, so conceptually I want to then do this. Got the splitters, let's put the splitters in quickly. So that's going to be like that. 4 wagons, 4 wagons, and then this will load up a lot faster. And I have a space for trains to wait. So that can loop around there, provide waiting space. Outbound track, that should be able to connect onto that without any problems. If I just back that up a little bit. And of course I made it 1 tile wrong. Well, I can move the whole thing to the left of 1 tile, which will hit the cliff. I can move it up north 1 tile, which will solve the problem. Anyway, so that's that part of it. Then what I want to do with this itself, I might actually reverse the direction of the iron, but for the time being, So this might as well go as far down south as it can, and then as far west as it can, up until it hits that cliff. Here's my thinking, so that would be there. Then it can tile by going there and... Okay, there's water there. Well, that's a decent unit, and then I can put another unit there if I wanted to. We'll have to see, but then that's for now. These, what I think I'll do to make use of both sides is, can that underground that far? No. Getting underground. How far do I need to underground? That far? I can do that. So if it does that on each of those, this is like the short-term solution. Eventually, if I build more circuits, then I'll just make them separate. Stop those looping around because I don't want them to loop around there. So what each of these is going to do is that, and that's the wrong way around. I put it the right way around, so it's going to loop around like that. So I think, look at this actually, I can make the inbound track here. Then that can come down here maybe, as long as I can fit the ones I want in, which I can. So yeah, if that goes there, I can fit all of these on here. Outbound track can go up there. That's a place for a spare train to wait. They can stay where they are for the time being because it's just going to be quicker. And I just need to make that pass through somehow. I'd rather this, so this would be a pass through. It actually is convenient because it doesn't hit that. So that would come down like so. And I've got basically the maximum amount of space. I might be able to fit another set of these in here. So if I look at that, basically that does fit without hitting the water. The problem is how to get the belts out the top. That could be a problem for later. And I could put more up here. I just need to route the belts to them. Just noticed that's slightly unfortunate. So there should be one here which hasn't fit. Plus side, I can put one here and it's going to be equivalent. So coming on to acid. So for the acid I want to have an output there. And I'm going to bring in some iron and some gas. And then I'm going to do batteries there. So that's also going to have copper and batteries. Batteries, not really much to say about them because it's going to be a simple one belt in, one belt out, and similar to plastic, put the pipe over there. Acid a bit more complicated because I want to do direct insert, I think, on these. Now, I think because of the ratios with the productivity, it's exactly 2 to 1. So I kind of think I've got a choice here. I could either do that. I can try and do that, but it creates that slightly weird spacing, which I think might cause a problem. Because now these are going to have different numbers of beacons. And I'm trying to solve that, but I might have to go over a slightly lower number of beacons. So that's going to be 4. One is that one aligns perfectly, which I think is not good. So let's see if I go there, see if this works better. So I leave a gap there intentionally. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, I've got 4 on there and 3 on each of those. So that's not going to work. What else can I do? If I do that, then that's going to be... I guess I'll bring that in a bit. I'm missing one there. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, that's one missing there. Let's try and move this power pole somewhere less in the way. So I need one there too. So that is then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I can lose these end ones. It makes it cheaper at least. So that's going to be 4 on there and there. Then basically that goes there. I think I actually need an extra space there. I do need to put the on at some location. Let's bring that down as far south as I can go. Notice there's a cliff there, it's a bit unfortunate, so I can put 2 in, I guess. Do something like that. Maybe even fit one in there. But yeah, I didn't realise that cliff was really there. I guess it was on the map, I just didn't pay attention until after I cleared the trees. And I kind of like, because acid's not very big anyway, I kind of like to try and fill in on these small spaces with acid if I can. I know I went out of stack inserters as well. So that would be like that. There only is actually one pipe on it anyway, because you don't need to connect both outputs. Iron goes in there, so if that was to underground, then shouldn't be any problem with the iron coming in there. Power poles for both sides there. And then let's see what I can do here. So water is, I guess, the one that has more connections. Maybe like that. First, I guess that doesn't even need to come out there. It can go like that. Then gas can go like that. Actually, that fits pretty nice. And then if I wanted to put another one, because I made this tile so nicely, it could go there. But I just need to figure out that there if I'm going to do that. But you don't use that much acid, so I'm just going to build the one for the time being. So I'm just going to have this one. And that looks good. Yeah, I'm just going to connect this together then. I guess that power pole can go back there actually, because I do need to connect that. Let's get rid of that one too. So I've got that then, and I've got that then, and I just need to connect. I guess I could do iron on the middle one, then take one belt that way, one belt that way. So that what that would look like is that, then one direction, other direction. So that gives me iron and copper there. Going to use the 4 wagons just because I don't want to do trains for copper and iron of different sizes. But this train's not going to come very often. And just to make it a little bit more compact, I figured why not? I can just make this one track for both the copper unload and for the oil unload, well, the gas unload. Gas is obviously needed for both. Well, gas needs to go over there, then that's going to go from there to there to there. So for this, if I'm going to try and make it fit in a more compact layout, I guess I want to try and fit this in here. Can't fit the tank quite there. I could move this along. Tank can then fit there. Actually, this was the output. Output is over there right now. So I have to go find some more tanks in a second. No, I guess I'll just take it past the cliff line. It gets it out the way. Oh, except it doesn't get out the way. Okay, how far can this go and not hit something there? Can this now reach? Now it can reach. So that can be the junction going off to batteries. That goes there. And yeah, the rest of this should be pretty straightforward. On batteries, I guess I've got space here to do a second one. In fact, maybe I'll even just build this one first and leave that space empty. I can expand it in the future should I want to. So that's all running very smoothly. So I moved the acid train over to this stop instead of the old stop. The train is full and this is filling up nicely. And also got these batteries making. They're all working at full speed. Easily add some more of those, but I don't think I actually need that many more batteries at the moment. At least until I do some very big science, which I might not get round to. It's getting late in the month. So I got the space clear and I dropped down some stations. So these are just basic copy paste of my previous stations. In fact, before I have a problem, let's actually disconnect that because I don't want any trains to come here just yet. Just in case I have to move them, like if there's like a pole at ore and stuff, that would be bad. But what I've got is the gas station from before. I've got the steel station. I actually extended it for a second wagon. I don't know if I'm going to have a second wagon or not yet, but planning ahead this time. Got a station for coal, one of these 3. And I actually went with 2 for copper. The reason I've got 2 for copper is because low density structures are so heavy on copper. I'm thinking as I build this out, I might find it's just easier to have 2 sets of coal trains. So that if there's any problems with them unloading or whatever, then they'll have second station and they'll help throughput. But since I don't actually think any of these trains will really be here for unloading all the time, I've not used up a vast amount of space because as you can see, as before, several of these tracks actually share, well, several of these stations actually share a track. So only one of those trains can unload at a time. So I think I'm just going to start in the south, just to try and work out sizing on this. So I think where that water is, that's as far south as I can go. Then there'd be 2 tiles, that matches that. So 2 tiles, 2 tiles, second set of beacons. And then we're going to look at this. Where's it gone? I want this one. So I'm definitely thinking I need to have an entire belt just for copper. This is probably going to be a limiting factor. I think I can get 7 or 8 of these. I'll see. I'll do 8 and then see how it goes. In a single belt with the 40% productivity. So given that restriction, as you can see, steel and plastic, that can easily go on a second belt by itself. Then I got the problem of how do I actually get the output again, which I think I showed before. Which is basically I'm just going to use this design. So it's literally a similar situation. You've got a full belt of high capacity stuff, got a second belt of mixed stuff, and then you've got an output belt. So this should be really easy. I'm just going to copy this design and then see where I end up. And then given this, I'm going to build it in blocks of 4 because that would be 4 belts of copper coming in. Basically what I was thinking, I need a second train, because if I build blocks of 4 then I've got 32. But I was thinking I might need quite a lot, at least 64. I think I actually need more than 64 to be honest. Yeah, it was like 80, wasn't it? Okay, so this is going to hit the cliff, I guess. So I've got a bit of space here though, so I'm going to see what I need in about plastic. If I can make this a unit and then I can repeat it, I can see how much space I need for it and then basically adapt based on that. In fact, I think when I go to actually finalise this, I'll put the plastic on the south. I think it's going to be easier to run the pipe down than it is to run all the resources around. Well, the pipe down and but I still need steel. No, it doesn't matter. I need steel and the plastic on the same side because you can't do a half and half belt in opposite directions. So I need the plastic at the top because of steel. And I could put the train down there. I'd rather keep it like this now. I've already started. So belts will be a little bit longer than they had to be, but that should be fine. This was nearly 1 belt, so I think I said at the time if I did 4 of these, I thought I'd have a complete belt. So if I take this design, but then upgrade it to have 4 chemical plants, I think I'll be there. So I'm just going to do it here again for designing, and then see where it ends up. So it's going to have to be slightly different on the output. Accommodate for another one of those. I also need to go get more modules, because I do out of modules. So it's going to be an extra one of those there and there. That's still the coal coming in there. I guess I'll just add some more power poles and stuff to make that happy. And should I put the power pole up there or reach those? That could be more useful. So gas comes in there. Plastic comes out here. I want to try and make this one split. Oh no, just be 2 on each side then. This is way simpler. So that is one side. And that is the other side. And I've even got space here to actually do that. So assuming I got that right, I think it's good. I wonder if I could actually get those pipes in line. Because I can do, so you can't turn sewing machines because the thing's in the middle, it's a set distance apart. But because on the chemical plant these are together, I think I actually can. I can do pairs like that, and if I do pairs like that, I can underground belt it. That leaves a space for, yeah, stack inserter can go there. And I just need to figure a place to put a power thing, but since it's such a small layout, I reckon if I put one of these, I'll run out of those 2, let's make some more of those. I reckon if I put one at the bottom, yeah, it reaches more than halfway. So if I was to do like 4 of these like this on the grid, that does reach everything. That is brilliant. Now I'm not sure how much I need exactly, because I didn't really calculate it how many belts I'd need. So let's have a think. I think I'll do is I'll start it with just 1 belt onto these. I'm going to merge it with steel, which is also going to be probably 1 belt, because I do need a lot less steel and a lot less plastic, 4 times less. Actually, it's 4 times less. I've got my answer. So if there's 4 of these belts, 1, 2, 3, 4 for copper, that means that there's 4 times less belts for plastic, which means there's 1 belt for plastic. So this hair should be able to do all of this, and this hair can do all of the next one. So that makes plastic nice and compact, and it can kind of live over here in a corner. So I realised while doing this that I forgot to put a station down for the low density structures. I think I'm going to want 4 wagons for that, which means I don't have enough space here, and also I don't want to block the unloading train, so it needs to be a separate track. So that's a space for something in the future if I need to expand, I guess. And I just tacked it on here because if this is my line and then I'm going below the cliff rather than above the cliff, I think I'm fine. So let's go bring all these together. Something I also realised is I hope I don't have to change it because I don't want to change it, but like a flaw of this design I've done is because I just copy pasted these, I might have actually wanted to change these to be opposite so they're mirrored. That way they'd be taking and putting on the opposite sides of the belt, because what's going to happen is they're going to prefer one particular side of these belts, and that might cause an issue. I'm hoping it doesn't, but it could possibly cause an issue. Otherwise we've got a merger here, so this is a similar thing to what I did on the ore right at the start for the coal, and I did it on the plastic for the red circuit. And actually I've got plastic again, so it's very similar. So you're going to have the steel and the plastic going to just go half and half, half and half. Try and fix all my little mistakes so I put belts the wrong way. So I think I'm going to have to do with like all of these is just do something like that so that I end up with opposite sides of the belt. So that's going to be basically one belt, and then this would be 2 belt. Bring it over to there, it can feed into the 2 of those. So probably those 2 for now. Maybe back that off a little bit so I can get an underground in. So that should be straightforward enough because basically it's going to be like that. Bring those over. Bring those over. Maybe I can do it with less underground belt, but they aren't a massive cost, so I'm not too worried about that. So then that goes up there. That goes there. Not particularly happy with the steel. It's kind of a long route around there. I kind of wish I'd maybe put the steel there or something a little bit closer. But it's also a fairly low volume thing, so I think it's not too much of an issue. So that goes down along there. So assuming I didn't get anything else, this is the extra copper for later. This should be functional at this point. So if I get rid of that, so that the trains can come. Hopefully they'll start coming, and I'll decide if I need a second wagon on steel or not. If I do, well, I'll probably need to build more steel anyway. I might not even show that because I've already... So I don't know if I've done steel. If I haven't done steel, I'll do it again. I can't remember. I don't think I've done steel with modules, have I? So maybe that's something to show. There are the trains arriving. So we've got some copper, got the coal, got the oil, got the steel. So normally they would all come exactly at the same time, and there's a spare track there, so I'm not too bothered if they have to queue up and wait for each other a little bit. There's the other copper. That one's going to be more useful because this one's just going to end up dumping into those that don't go anywhere right now. So plastic is flowing. Second plastic will be for the other thing. Then this is flowing. I think actually I might need to make these stack inserters so that they can unload a little bit faster. It'll be the same for those ones in that case. So that's going to come down there. And I'm not entirely sure if 32 is enough. I think I need, because I said 80, so I might need to do 3 of these. And then I need to find a third place for copper, I think. Or I need to, like I said, this one has got space anyway for me to actually do what I said. And that'll be like a higher capacity one, because it'll be coming out on 2 sides. And the main thing then would be to adjust the circuit. I think it'd be either or, because it's possible like one side might get used up more than the other. So one thing I forgot to upgrade was this solid rocket fuel stuff here. So it's actually a relatively simple recipe, so there's probably not really much to say here. I'm going to try and do more beacons because there's not many belts really to deal with. And I'm going to try and work out what this ends up as. I think I need 40, which is a lot. 40 or 50, I can't remember, it's something like that. Yeah, so I think it's 40 or 50. What I'm trying to work out though is the most dense way of doing this. I want to do direct insert. So I've got 4 there, so that would be 8. Which is not very much speed bonus, so I kind of want to put some up here. Which I think gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10. And this is slower than this, so I definitely want more beacons on that than that, because I do want to do direct inserts, so I'll carry on doing it that way. In fact, if I move those power poles very slightly, it can just connect to there. So this is going to continue doing that, then next one, then next one. And there's not really much more to say about it. I'm just going to put as many of these down as kind of fit. And then what I'm probably going to do is actually I'm going to run a belt. I'm going to try and stop there, and the train stop there doesn't seem to make much sense to me. As long as it tiles, I'm fine. Yep, it tiles, so I don't need those extra spaces. That says no inserters. So that gives me a relatively dense layout as well, actually. I just need to see if it's the right ratio, and if not, adjust the beacons. And maybe what I also should do, actually, is if I did this the other way around, I'll leave myself some space there for beacons in case I need them. Because then I get more, like, in terms of vertical space. And I get to share these beacons down the middle, which I think is good. Oh, I should also connect those pipes. The pipes would be connected just like that, underground between them. Don't think that's enough. I might need to build some more somewhere else, but it's enough to get started. So, light oil for those. So, to get the light oil there. And then, I can't get past the top here anyway because there's a cliff. I don't want to remove the cliff. So, if I bring this up here, I can just bring it across and then... Don't know what that express belt was about. Bring it across and then connect it to the other side. And there is my rocket fuel for the rocket. Coming on to rocket control as the last of the major rocket parts. So going to start with basically the same thing again. Yep, that is correct. So we need to make the rocket control units, which is that one. But I also still need the speed modules for it, the tier 1 speed modules. Now, I think it's a 1 to 2 ratio still, but because these are so amazingly slow, 30 seconds, I do really want to have that on both sides at any rate. So I can't direct insert then. I think I'm going to come up with a different solution. It's probably still, well, if I put speed modules and beacons around, I can definitely make it a 1 to 2 ratio, I think, because they take half the time to start with. Plus I've got productivity in there, so if that takes 15 seconds and that takes 30 seconds, it needs just the one. Shouldn't be a problem there. But how to do it? So I'm not direct inserting. I guess if I put them there, so I need to move this over. So let's see. Let's say that then is the speed module thing. And let's just do that. So it has... That's going to be cheaper than putting beacons around for speed. Is basically my thinking. And then it's got the beacons there anyway. So it's got 4 beacons instead of 8. But it's also got those. So that should make it up. And it's not got the slowdown from productivity. Now that needs to get from there. Maybe it needs one more tile space. Because then... Not direct inserting, so that's not as good, but could do it with just a single belt like that. And then that could put a belt across like that. And then output simple, which makes the rest of this layout very simple actually. Then for this red and green circuits, I probably just need one belt. We'll find out if I'm wrong, but I think it's just one belt. And then does that tile? That should tile, I think. Yeah, it does tile. So actually if the power pole was there, that would tile even better. What's going on down there? I guess the behemoths are doing a lot more damage with the splitters. Might need to throw more turrets down. Actually, I think on this one I can... No, I want to mirror it, yeah. I was going to say I can probably get away because the belt capacities I don't think are an issue, but I want to mirror it so I can share these beacons down the middle with a second set of these. So these will go there, and then I'll carry on doing everything out from that. So most of the copy pasting that has been fairly straightforward. Rocket control units go straight in there. Kind of wish I maybe took them out the top because what is very difficult is these mixed belts. Blue circuit is probably less difficult because it's just one belt. I'm pretty sure one belt will be more than enough. In fact, I might even do one half belt. But getting from here and here, splitting them while merging and then splitting them over to there, that is looking somewhat difficult. Because I can probably do like that design again. I have 2 belts, but there's track in the way here. I need to get the red circuits up. Maybe I can do 1 there. That'd be ideal, but I can't get the green circuits easily up to there. That's the closest I think I can get the green circuits, and now that hits that. Which, if you look at the distance, I guess it could work. It doesn't have to be like the 2 nearest ones. That can't go over there though, because I need to have space there for the red circuits to get in. Guess I can do that, and then that can do that. This is looking pretty messy though. So that would be... So I also need to go and get some more underground belts, I guess, grab 1 out of those. So many underground belts trying to fit this together. So that has to move, because I need to put an underground belt there. So basically I'm going to underground belt that up there. Then 1 of the red circuit over there, I guess. It happens to hit a train stop. Well, I guess I can work around that. I could do like that or something. And I need to do another one of these somewhere. I guess it would be... Well, I might as well try for there. So another green one, another underground belt. There's a lot of underground belts. That was supposed to be an underground belt. That would go up there, then there'd be a red one. Red would come in there. So I think this works, but definitely not the tidiest station unloading I've done. I don't really want to rebuild it though. I think I just want to go with what I've got. So going to be 1 coming across there to that, and the second one can go... Which doesn't even need to go underground. That can... Nope, there's a cliff there. Let's avoid the cliff. But that can go over there, like so. That needs to underground. And I just need to get these blue circuits over to there. Maybe I should have put blue circuits there, but I'm going to leave this alone because this is what supplies the ammo to that, and that's what stops this entire thing dying. But yeah, maybe it would have been a lot easier if the blue circuits were there. It would have been a shorter belt. But they are here now, so I'm going to go with it. So with that, this looks like it's working very nicely. Using up mostly red and green circuits, I guess. Well, it's not actually a huge number, but even if I could use shorter trains, I don't really want to use trains with different lengths for the same resource. It's actually using up the blue ones quite fast. It is not... Like, it's backing up slowly, so there are enough of them for these to all run. But it's very nearly a complete fast belt of blue circuits, which is quite a lot, so... Might even need to make some more of those. I think that train, is it just waiting, or is it... No, that train is, say, loading. So yes, this is a standard belt, and I was using up a fast belt, so I need to basically double this. So with this, I've got all the 3 major parts of the rockets. I've got the low density structures, I've got the rocket fuel, and I've got these rocket control units. Also got all the circuits, steel, and so forth for making the science packs themselves. So next time is going to be a big automation on upgrading the science pack production, and then probably just off screen I'll upgrade all the other production like copper, iron, steel. Maybe make the circuits bigger. I need to run the numbers on exactly how much I need, but I've already shown the layouts for pretty much that, and I've already got behemoth biters as well, so I think just clearing out more stuff, like maybe I'll go get that iron and copper over there I see to the east. Probably not going to be much new while I'm doing that, and it's very near the end of the month and I'm going to struggle to actually get these videos made anyway. But yeah, I think I'm on a good ground to get 1,000 science per minute, and I'm definitely liking this map, so I'm going to have a good go at it. So yes, next time will be science packs. That's going to be a big thing, and then lots of time on my part just expanding out the resource production to just do everything bigger. So be sure to like, subscribe, and look out for that one.